So yesterday I was on Facebook talking to a friend of mine from Australia, beautiful girl. It was late at night. I actually had to be here in the morning, and I'm late. It's late. I'm talking to her late at night, and there I was texting on the Facebook Messenger, and we get into how I was like, you know what? She's going through some stuff, and I was like, you know what really helps is meditation helps a lot. And she goes, yeah, I know I've been slacking on that. It's just that I don't know if I want to sit alone by myself and face those feelings, right? And what's so funny is that earlier that day, I sat down and one of my mentors challenged me, and he goes, so what is one of your consistent messages to people? Like, what do you really want? What is your business about? And I go, well, at its core, it's about facing who you are and having a relationship with yourself first. Like, that's one of your tenets, one of your cornerstones. And here I was talking to this beautiful woman, and she's telling me that she's very aware. She's aware. That was kind of like the powerful part there, that she was aware that she didn't want to sit alone in meditation because she didn't want to sit with those feelings coursing through her. And I was like, what? That's so crazy that earlier that day I was talking that was one of my most important messages, and that's where my work is. It's right there where the rubber meets the road, is one of those frameworks of us facing who we are. And I just found it, for me, it was mind-blowing. It was like, how crazy that we're here I am in a way encountering somebody, maybe even attracting someone into my life that may need to hear that message, right? Like, and it shouldn't come as a shock, because I know that we need that. That's why it's one of my work, right? Because it's like, if you're a mechanic, you're like, well, people need their car fixed, right? And so I know part of my work is this. It's a big part of my work. So here it is. It's like, just like the mechanic knows people need their cars fixed. There's a mechanic shop down the street, actually. There's no one's shocked about that. You're not shocked that there's a person fixing cars. You're not shocked at all. For me, it's just, look, the reason I decided that to be one of the cornerstones of my work is that I was mind blown that we avoid ourselves. Like, does that make sense? So I was even mind blown that she was aware that she was avoiding confronting herself. I was blown away. Like, who's aware of that? Like, I mean, she was younger. She's like in her early 20s or so, and I really had to go through a lot of stuff in my life where I was like, wait a minute. Like, there was such a thing as an ego and avoidant behavior and avoiding oneself and running from oneself. Like, that was just mind-blowing to me. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, who would think that going to party and having a fun night drinking with friends is avoiding some deep work, some artistic calling, or some of your highest calling in work? Who would think that? Like, it doesn't make any sense on some levels. You would think that it's just you having fun. Like, it's just life is good. You know what I'm saying? Nobody tells you, like, it's not common sense almost. Does that make sense? It isn't common knowledge that we run from ourselves, that we avoid in facing ourselves. Now, the only reason I'm stressing this so much and talking about it and illustrating and giving you examples is that it's profoundly important that we begin the process of facing ourselves. Like, these silly meditation beads I wear, I don't think they're silly. I'm just saying, in general, they can come across as silly to the societal norms or whatever the societal norms are. I understand that. It's just that as I put these meditation beads on today, I said, first off, I didn't get to meditate today because I was in a rush. And two, I was like, you know what? It's just an important thing that we consistently bring it back to not trying to evade our emotions, our deepest emotions, our insecurities, our jealousies, our weird feelings, because these weird feelings that we try to escape or find validation through, like maybe I'm gonna go do this now, and in a way it's like you're doing these external like shows to avoid that deep inner discomfort, that deep inner fear, that deep inner lack of self-love. And it seems like ridiculous. I'm a grown man. I know this sounds somewhat ridiculous to societal norms. There's those quotations against societal norms, but that's why I'm this, the metaphor of I'm the mechanic of this work. And that's where it was mind-blowing to me, because she's in Australia, younger woman, and going through this stuff. And earlier that day, I was like, well, what's your consistent message, Jacob? I was challenged. And just later, within a few hours, here's this woman saying, yeah, I don't want to sit by myself yet and meditate. I've been slacking on that area of my life because I'm not ready to face those feelings by myself and be myself. And one of the things I told her was, yeah, I know what you mean. It's as if somebody's telling you, 2,000 miles away, there's this beautiful island. And to get to it, you have to dive 20,000 feet, holding your breath, and swim with sharks and monsters. And once you do that, and you swim those 2,000 miles, 20,000 feet below water, and hold your breath, and swim with sharks and monsters, then you'll get to the island of beauty and bliss. And I told her, it's usually much easier to just go to the party. And she laughed, she got it. So, want to dedicate this video to my friend in Australia, and also to you watching, because like I said, what was one of my key messages that you're going to consistently see me talk about as you watch these videos, as you subscribe, or you go to some of the more detailed work. It's going to consistently bring you back to you, to this process of where are you really at? I mean, what are you really going to do? For me, this is my work, where it's like, okay, well, helping you face you, helping you delve deep into that core, deep into those crevices that you think that nobody was going to ask you to go. There, we're going to go there. Where you thought nobody was going to ask you to go. Where you thought, let me just watch some videos on cats or something like that. There's people out here that know that there is such a thing as avoidance. There's people out here that do want you to visit those deep inner parts, that do want you to take a moment for yourself and breathe and meditate and have self-regulating behaviors. There's a tribe of people out here in the world that are looking to propel humanity forward, score some points for the human race, and say, look, avoiding is cool for a while, but after some time, let's take the rest of our life and really own it. Really own our life and be creators of it. So what's that going to be for you? Are you going to be the mechanic that fixes cars? Are you going to be the mechanic that fixes cars? Are you going to be the teacher that becomes a principal that runs schools? Are you going to be the brain surgeon, the plastic surgeon? Is that a dream that you're putting off? You're seeing me right now in my dream, in this, you're seeing it. What about you? What's going to be your moment where you face finally those deep insecurities and your deep fears, and take some moment for yourself and say, look, I'm ready to face who I am. And yeah, I'll leave you with that thought for today. Subscribe or share this video, subscribe and share this video with anyone that you think may need to hear this message. If it helped you out, please. And look at some of our other work. Looking forward to seeing you on the other side. This is Jacob Adams signing off. Peace.
Na, na, na.